Hello my beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations, and I'm Nova, and I am so happy to see you today. I hope that you are doing well, and I hope that you are taking care of the best that you can. I hope you are having a fantastic Monday. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you took a little bit of time for yourself this weekend. I hope you're excited for the holidays if you are celebrating. It is the week of, or the week before Christmas right now. So we are down into the single digits on our countdown, and we are coming up on the end of our 25 days of Christmas so rapidly. I have been having such a blast with it. I hope you guys have been having so much fun with it too. I literally have just been loving it. I will be sad to see it go for sure, but I'm so glad that we did it again this year. If you have missed any of the videos, don't forget that I have a playlist. I have a playlist for this 25 Days of Christmas going on right now and last year's, and they are both linked in the description box below if you are interested. Let us jump into today's video by opening up our 24 Cups of Cheer Advent Calendar. If you are new here, welcome to my cozy little corner of YouTube. I hope you find this to be the comfiest, the coziest, the corneriest corner of YouTube, and I hope that you feel right at home here. And if you are not new here, welcome back, my Nomi. I am so happy that you decided to join us again today. This drink calendar, if you haven't been here, is a Keurig K-Cup calendar. So each window has some sort of a drink in it. Mostly it has been coffees, but we have also had a latte. We have also had a hot chocolate. So it remains up to, up in the air of what is going to be in every day's window. So we are on day 18 of our 25 days, 24 Cups of Cheer. Let me just make sure, I'm pretty sure. Yes, day 18. Welcome to day 18. And we are on the steaming hot steam that's coming off of this mug right here. That is our window for today. So let's see what we got. Da-na-na-na, da-na-na, da. Nah. Ooh, what? We got a good one, folks. We got a Green Mountain Coffee cinnamon sugar cookie. Yes. Cinnamon sugar cookie. Heck yes. I'm going to go blend this. I always do that. I read the word blend on these cups, and I always want to say blend. I'm going to go make this, and I will be right back. And there we go. I've got it in my Central Perk mug, which is my friend's mug. And as you can see, peeking out over the brim here, I have some gingerbread whipped cream on top, completing our Christmas cup of coffee perfectly, I'm sure. It looks so good. Let me bring you guys in. Does that not look fan-freaking-tastic? It looks so good. Okay. So, you guys, you may notice I look a little different. Well, wait, you won't notice yet. You'll notice soon that I look a little different. I filmed part of today, well, a good chunk of today's video yesterday. Before leaving, I actually was filming and just kind of chatting. This will be a very chatty, what am I working on, like whip kind of video. And then I'm taking you guys along with me on my trip. So yesterday I talked about how I had an appointment and I might vlog and take you guys with me. Just depended on what we got up to. Well, we got up to stuff. And I did do some little clips. It won't be like very, very lengthy vlogging, but I just took little 2-second clips here and there, took a picture here and there, so that I could include you guys in our trip. All right, I'm ready to try this coffee. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Christmas in a mug. Oh, I'm loving it. And it feels so festive. I love this kind of rounded top mug. If you can't tell, this is like a, you know, kind of a bowl almost shape. I don't know why. There's something about this shape of mug that feels cozier to me. Like any of the more rounded, like domed kind of shaped mugs where they don't just go like a cylinder, if that makes sense. They don't have to be round specifically. I'm trying to remember because I actually looked this up semi-recently and I cannot remember what it was. I was looking up this Pokemon mug. You guys, do you remember I told you I got this Pokemon mug from Hobby Lobby? I showed you guys his Christmas Darth Vader mug, and I had gotten a Christmas Pokemon mug. Well, he broke my Christmas Pokemon mug. Somehow. I don't know how. And it was like really broken, and I was like, even if we try to repair that, it's just not going to be drinkable. Like, I'm not going to feel comfortable drinking out of it. It was very, very broken, like in half. Anyway, I was looking it up to see if I could find it online, which I cannot find it online. I'm pretty sure it was like a limited edition or something. But I did find it online as far as like finding it, but not like buying it. You can't buy it. And there's a name. If I can remember, like in the editing process, because sometimes that happens, I'll pop it up right here. But there's actually a name for that shape of mug, and I was like, something good came out of this. I was telling hubby, I was like, something good came out of this. I know my favorite mug shape, and now I forgot it. That just figures, right? I immediately forgot when I was excited that I had found it out. You guys like the new addition currently to my hat? This is my North Wind from a Miser Brothers bow that Shannon, the Spoony Stitcher, made me. I love it. I think it's so cute. And I was like, oh my gosh, it would look so good on my hat. Obviously, it's removable too, so I can do anything I want with it. But does it not look really cute down by the pom-pom? Alright guys, we're also going to be drawing our Hooked on Shakespeare book giveaway. If you had seen this video, the book look that I did, we were doing a giveaway that is sponsored by Bloomsbury Publishing, which I am very grateful for, so thank you to them for doing that. And then you guys can get a copy of this awesome book. So if you haven't seen this video, you should check it out. You can see what I made and see what I thought of the book. But we're over here now doing a YouTube random comment picker, and we're going to be picking a winner for our little giveaway. So we're going to be doing this, and we are going to do custom word filter. I had you guys keyword filter. I had you guys type in the word Titania if you wanted to be entered in the giveaway, which I already just came over here and did this a second ago to test this out to make sure it worked. And then if you did the word Titania, then it will fetch you. And there are 16 of you that have wanted to enter the giveaway. So this was open to the US and Canada, and they will be sending you a copy of the book if you win. Let's see who wins. Alana! Heck yes! Alright, so I actually replied to this comment too, just so you guys know if you're reading it and you're wondering what my reply was. Alana sent me an email. My email is in the description box of my video, but it is novagnomecreations@gmail.com. I'll have you email me, and then I will have you edit your comment to have like something in it. Email me, I will get the info from you so I can send you or send them your info and have them mail you your Hooked on Shakespeare. Anyways, I got off on a lot of tangents. So we went to Pearland, like I was telling you guys, and after I do my chatty bit, I will have the vloggy bit because it'll make more sense to go after I was talking about vlogging the whole time during the video that's going to happen here in a minute. And yeah, we went to some places and had a lot of fun. We went to Half Price Books. If you guys are familiar with Half Price Books, they are a bookstore that, generally speaking, the books are all half priced of whatever the bookmark or book sticker tag is, whatever the, like, you know, going price, normally like retail price that's printed on the book, which is cool because old books have like lower retail prices, especially like mass market paperbacks. You can get those mass market paperbacks that like sold for $5, and then you get those half off and they're $2.50. So you can get some like old cool books, but they also have newer books. And then more recently they've a little to my dismay, they have expanded quite a bit into more expensive stuff. So they have like a lot of new books that are full price that they're getting like actual like shipments of these books in. And then they're also getting just like, they have things that are really expensive too. Like they'll have like display cases. Whereas, you know, it used to be like a diamond in the rough. If you found these really rare items, it was super cool because you could get them for like really cheap. But now a lot of things, or a good number of things, are actually very expensive because they Google the prices of them. Or the values of them, which, you know, I guess is fair, but it also is like kind of a bummer because you find things and you're excited. And I like to go to stores like thrift stores and dollar stores and half-price bookstores and things like that, where I know going into it I'm gonna get really good values. I know that if I see something, I should be able to afford it. Not having a giant budget, it's such a bummer when you go in and you get excited because you see something and then it's $200. So I am a little disappointed with that. I really hope that they stop doing that. I'm okay with them getting some retail like books in, shipments in, and like selling them at full price. I don't like the selling things at like $200 because they Google the prices of them. It's giving me Goodwill vibes, and I do not like that about Goodwill either. It drives me absolutely bonkers that people donate stuff to Goodwill for free, and then Goodwill turns around and Googles the prices and sells things for hundreds of dollars. That bothers me so much. It defeats the whole point. Goodwill used to be a place you could go with not a whole lot of money and find things you needed, or find things that were fun, you know, and have a like good fun time out. Find things that were fun for your house or whatever. Anyway, now I'm ranting. Let me soak up some Christmas cheer and get out of my ranting. Anyway, I had a lot of fun at half-price books. I just triggered my mind by thinking about places doing that. I didn't get anything there though, but I love looking. I literally love just combing through all of the shelves. I love to go look through the clearance. That's like my favorite. You guys know I love clearance. I'm like a little clearance addict. And clearance books. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I combed through the shelves. We probably were there for like, I don't even know, a good 45 minutes, both of us just combing through the shelves. Hubby has recently gotten into, you guys actually might know what this is, I don't know, Bolo. It is a old sci-fi book series. They're like about tanks and stuff. He's like really gotten into them. He's been like super into them recently. And so he found some of those old Bolo books. They're like really old paperbacks from like the 60s. And they were like in little plastic baggies, but he was so stoked that that was what he was hoping to look, or he was looking for, hoping to find when we went. So he found some of those. If any of you guys are familiar with that, let me know in the comments. It would be really cool to know. Or maybe your hubbies are familiar with it probably. But yeah, that's his newest obsession lately. And then, sorry, I need to clear my throat. We went to Barnes & Noble and we hung out at, well, we walked around, looked at everything. They have a whole like Harry Potter wall. I love going in there. Like right when you go in, there's like a whole wall of Harry Potter stuff, like tons of merch and everything from like wands and pillows to like the Hogwarts Express train and cloaks and wands and books, obviously, journals, stationery, just tons of stuff. It's so fun. I spend a lot of time looking at that. Checked out their crochet books. They actually had some pretty good crochet books. And then we went and sat in the cafe area, and this weekend has actually been a community weekend for Pokemon Go, which is a phone game for Pokemon, and you like walk around in real life and catch Pokemon obviously on your phone, but it's made with, you use GPS. It uses the GPS function on your phone, so you actually walk around and encounter Pokemon, and there's gyms and Pokestops that are like places in real life. I realize I've talked about Pokemon Go, but for you that don't know what it is, I've never explained it. But for example, let's say that the bank that's down the street is marked as a Pokemon stop on, or Pokestop on Pokemon Go. You have to be within a proximity of it, and then you can spin the Pokestop on your phone, and you get like some Pokeballs and some potions and stuff like that. And then say the mall has a restaurant in it or something that is a gym in Pokemon Go on your phone. You have to go there within a proximity of it, and then you can fight whoever's Pokemon that are in the gym, or you can put your own Pokemon in the gym. And then there'll be like Pokemon that are protecting the gym. Other people can come and battle them. It's really fun, and it's really interactive. There was a time period like 5 years ago where it was really popular, especially during like the height of COVID when everybody was social distancing. It was really, really popular, and because you could social distance while playing it, but it also gave you something to do to get out of the house without being too close to people and things like that. Like it was a really nice thing. It brought a lot of people together. We don't play it super actively anymore, but we occasionally will spend like a day or a weekend playing it or whatever. Well, it's the end of the year community events. So they have these community events throughout the year where like a certain Pokemon will show up more that day for certain hours. This is really like geeky if you're not into this stuff, but, I won't go into it too much more than that. But anyway, about it, this one is for the end of the year. So this one is like a big one where like they take from the events throughout the whole year and kind of put them all together into this weekend's events. So it was really cool. So we sat there at Barnes & Noble in their little cafe section because they didn't have chairs anywhere else in Barnes & Noble anymore, which is a bummer. I'm like, I wanted to sit on like little armchairs or couches or something, but we had to sit in little cafe tables. But we sat there for literally like 2 or 3 hours playing. And hubby also read a book while we were there. He wanted to read a manga book, which is a Japanese comic book. He read the whole thing while we were there. So we were playing Pokemon Go and he was reading that, and it was really fun. And there was a Pokestop and I think a gym. Also, there might have been a couple Pokestops that we could reach in the Barnes & Noble by, just like in the vicinity inside Barnes & Noble, like there were multiple things. I think the cafe might have been one and Barnes & Noble was also one or something like that. So yeah, we had a ton of fun doing that. And then we went to go home and we decided to stop at a couple like little novelty places that we have literally been talking about. Like one of them was a Korean corn dog or Korean hot dog. I can't remember what they call them. I think they call them corn dogs. Korean corn dog place. We have literally been talking about wanting to go there for like 2 years. We just never do. This whole time, guys, they were so affordable. I'm going to tell you now, the corn dogs were between $4 and $6. That's it. On the whole menu. You guys are going to see what I got when I show you the pictures and clips. They're really, really weird and cool. They're not a corn dog. They're called corn dogs, but they're not what you're thinking of as a corn dog. But they were so affordable. I was like, this is cheaper than getting McDonald's, nowadays with inflation and everything. I was like, we definitely could have gotten these. Why did we wait so long? And it was so nice. I realized we hadn't done just those really like silly trying a new place, like a really weird new experience kind of date things together. It had been a while. I realized that when we were doing it, we were sitting there having our like Korean corn dogs, and we also got boba teas. They had a boba tea and a corn dog place that were together. We love boba teas. We get milk teas. He loves to get taro milk teas, and I love to get brown sugar milk teas. And then I got coffee jellies in mine. It was literally the best one I've ever had. And I always get brown sugar with coffee jellies everywhere we go. So it was like crazy that this was the best one I've ever had. They tasted like espresso jellies. Like they were really strong coffee jellies. Oh, so good. Anyway, we were sitting there and I was like, this is so fun. We used to do stuff like this more often. I didn't realize it had been so long since we did something like that. So I was so glad that we decided to stop on a whim. And then there was this little mochi donut place. I don't know if you guys are familiar with mochi. I love mochi. It is a Japanese confectionery. It's made with like rice flour and pounded out, and it's like super different than anything you've ever had. Well, they make mochi donuts and they were really good. The texture kind of reminds me of like a cruller donut. And then I got a black sesame and sugar or something like that donut, just because I wanted to get the weirdest one. I always got to go for like the weirdest one because it's for the experience. We also got a squid ink corn dog when we got the Korean corn dogs. It was so good. And we literally didn't even spend that much money. Like, I was like, why do we not do stuff like this? This wasn't even that much more expensive than going and doing, like, anything else. Like, you stop at McDonald's nowadays and you spend, like, a whole bunch of money because nothing is that cheap anymore. And these places are literally on par in the price range. But you get, like, super fun experiences, really weird out-of-the-box things. It was so nice. It was so nice. Anyways, guys, I'm going to jump into today's crafty content, today's crochet content. Like I said, I did film it yesterday, and then I will show you guys after that the clips and pictures I took of our little day out. So I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I hope you make yourself a warm mug of whatever you might want, if you like warm mugs of whatever you might want. If not, I hope you make yourself a cold glass of whatever you might want. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. All right, let us away into yesterday. I am currently working on a Christmas present, and I'll go ahead and show you guys a peek. So I drew up a little sketch of what my goal is for this. If any of you guys watch anime, you might recognize this character, but this is based off of a character called Killua from an anime called Hunter x Hunter. Which I actually also love Killua from Hunter x Hunter. So this is one of those ones where I'm making it as a gift for somebody, and I have a feeling I probably have to make it again for myself. I am writing down what I'm doing as I go, but I'm going for this like chibi style of character where it's going to be really small and short, stocky proportions with a big head. That's kind of like my goal with it, which is if you know anything about anime, chibi styling of animes that are not chibi is like really it's really common and popular. So I love to chibi style everything because it's the cutesy version, but think of like a pop, you know, like a Funko Pop kind of. So this is the gist of what I want to do with him being crocheted. I'm doing purple feet, and the S's stand for skin tone and the W's stand for white. So I'm doing purple, and then I'm doing skin tone, and then I'm doing black. I used my gel pens, so they're so sparkly. And then white, and then the arms are actually going to be skin tone, blue, and then white. And then I'm going to have like a little triangle of blue, and that's to kind of simulate the fact that he wears a long sleeve blue shirt under a white t-shirt. Sorry. And then I'm going to do blue eyes, and I'm going to do like a nice big kind of squared off kind of head, that kind of shape, and then white hair. And it's going to have some like spikiness to it, but I also want to keep it kind of simple as far as the hair goes. I don't want to crochet like individual spikes for it. I'm planning on just doing floofy yarn hair and doing like stitches down onto the head that look like spikes. But I'm in the process of designing it, and this is what I've got so far. There's him's little legs and him's little shoes, and we're starting to get into the shirt. So I am excited for that. I started that last night. Another thing that I've been working on is you guys know that I am working on some things for my little incoming niece's nursery. So she's going to have a Hobbit themed nursery, and oh yeah, I just realized I was like gonna say something a little bit ago, and then I don't know what happened. I completely forgot. Okay, well, I'll lead into it in just a second. Hopefully I don't forget again. She's having a Hobbit themed nursery, so I have like several ongoing projects that I'm working on for that. But one of the things I've been working on is I'm wanting to make her a mobile to hang above her crib. And what I'm doing is making a little, once again, chibi kind of versions of characters. I wanted to do Gandalf. I wanted to do a hobbit. I wanted to do a dwarf. And then I'm doing some just other kind of hobbity, shirey sort of feeling things, like vibes, like to me. Which so far includes some acorns, which I don't know where I put. They're somewhere around here on my desk. I don't know, but I've shown them a little bit here and there, so it's okay. But my current update on the situation, I have not shown these at all, you guys, because I've been being all mysterious about them. No, really, it's because I've been mostly focusing on like Christmas themed makes, but today's video I think is just going to be a little update on some like gifts and things like that I'm working on, I've decided. So this is going to be Gandalf, and he's almost done. I need to make him some hair. And it is going to be Gandalf the Grey. So I'm actually planning on trying something I thought of. Fingers crossed it works. Okay, so I need to make him some hair. The other thing that I want to do, other than obviously attaching the hair and the hat, is I want to try tinting his white beard and white hair gray. Now, the reason I'm doing this is I only had one shade of worsted weight gray yarn, like solid gray, which is what I'm using for his outfit and his hat, but it is too dark of a gray for what I wanted to use for his hair. So Gandalf the Grey has very gray vibes. Gray, well, yeah, kind of also, but anyway, gray color scheme. So he very much wears very gray outfit, very gray hat, very gray beard, very gray hair, just like I don't know, like you dipped him in gray paint. So my idea is, I saw this girl a while back who paints her couches. She paints her couches and her chairs and all of this stuff in her living room, and she's been doing it for years. And how she paints them is she takes acrylic paint and mixes it with water, dilutes it down a lot, and then paints with it, and then she sands it after it dries, and it like dyes the fabric. And since you don't wash your couch, like you don't throw it in the washer, you just like spot wash it, the color stays. So I thought about that. I was like kind of inspired by that when I was thinking about, well, I have white. What if I tinted it gray? So what I'm thinking I'll do is take gray acrylic paint, mix it with water to dilute it down, and then paint the beard, and then let it dry. Obviously, I'm going to be careful not to overly saturate it and stuff. Paint the hair. I'll probably paint the hair before I put it on the head. I may even just dye the hair strands like into the paint and water mixture, and then let it all dry, and then see if I need to do anything to get any like paint crusties off of it, because that's like this kind of how she sands the couches afterwards. So I'll see if I need to do anything like that. So I'm excited to try that. I know it's kind of weird, and I don't know if anyone's ever done that with yarn, just try dyeing it like that with like acrylic paint. But I'm not trying to do anything crazy. It's not like I'm trying to, make dyed yarn to crochet with, like beautiful hand-dyed yarn or something. I just want to tint this white gray. So I'm like, even if it comes out splotchy, even if it's barely tinted at all, anything that it does, it's going to add to that kind of rustic gray, even slightly grungy kind of effect that Gandalf the Grey has. So I'm pretty excited to try that. Hopefully I don't ruin him, but if I do, I'll just remake him. By the way, guys, all of these characters, I used the same concept as my pocket elf. So they are all basically my pocket elf pattern, but slightly modified. That was basically the gist that I had for these. It was actually my sister's idea. She's like, you could probably use your pocket elf pattern. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could. So they are my pocket elf, but they're also not my pocket elf. You'll see what I mean when I show you this next character, which is this is kind of like Bilbo Baggins. I didn't, very specifically follow like exactly what his colors, or not exactly what his colors, exactly which pieces of his outfit are the certain colors. But these are Bilbo's color schemes, and I just made him very Hobbit-y looking. And you'll notice these are different sizes, and that's because I did modify the pattern. I made this one much longer, because I knew that I wanted him to be bigger. Dumbledore is or not Dumbledore. other gray wizard, Gandalf is much bigger than a hobbit, so I wanted to make sure the size difference was apparent. And then obviously Bilbo doesn't have a wizard hat, and things like that. I use different size safety eyes to kind of give different like effects, just things like that. I made like a little like cape cloak thingy. I think I call it a cloak. I don't know, that they wear these a lot in the movies, and kind of put that on there, and gave him some little hairs. So yes, this is my pocket elf, but with modifications, which is exactly what I was planning on doing, and I love how it came out. I might have to do more pocket elf modification patterns, turning them into characters. Bilbo is probably my favorite of the 3 that I have made. I really like him. And I did also modify these. So this one I just crocheted, or I just sewed a nose on by doing looping in and out and making a nose around, you know, with my darning needle and some yarn. This one I crocheted like a little puff stitch into the face as I was going. And then here is my dwarf so far. I do want to make him like a little jacket or something. Let me try to primp him up a little bit with my one hand that's available. And I did the same for this one, but I gave him a little bit bigger of a nose and bigger safety eyes. And then I went wild with his hair, gave him a little beard. He's got, you know, real floofy hair, and I tried to give him like a little bit of a style. I brushed this hair to get this effect with the yarn, because this was just regular worsted weight yarn. This one is that yarn that I got actually to make Bilbo, the bigger Bilbo that I'm working on making for her nursery. And so, of course, works freaking perfect. That makes amazing hair. I love it. So these are what they're looking like, and these are going to go on a Crib Mobile. Let me see if I can hold multiples of these at the same time. You can do it. You can do it. I know you can. They're trying to like all fall out of my hand. Okay. And then let me get his hat on. That way you guys can actually see everybody at one time. I'm trying. There we go. So here is our little hobbity cast right now. Not, you know, the best picture ever, but they're so cute. I love them. And I'm really, really happy with how they came out. I knew when I started them, I actually made, whoops. Well, I'm done showing them to you guys because they decided to jump out of my hands. I knew when I was making them that I wanted to basically make base bodies and then go ham customizing them. So I'll pop up pictures, because I did take pictures during the process at different points of what they looked like as I was working on them. So I basically made all 3 of them. Well, especially the 2, the dwarf and the hobbit. I think I made Gandalf a little bit later, but I made their bases, and before I started doing like cloaks and hats and going back through and adding, like, I gave him like the longer cloak, or robes. Before I started going back and adding the robe length and all that kind of stuff, just gave them basic looks, and then I wanted to go in and be like, okay, which character am I gonna do, or what kind of like goal am I having in mind for this character, and then going back through and like making the beards and making the hairs and adding any accessories. I plan on doing more accessories for this one. I was just working on these last night, and then working on that other thing last night. Got a lot of different projects I'm working on at one time. I think I'm done with Bilbo though. I think he's so cute. I love him. And I got, like I said, I want to do hair. I'm going to try tinting the hairs and doing and attaching that in the hat for Gandalf. I don't know if I'm going to do anything extra accessory wise for him. I don't know. We'll see. I could do like a staff. I could do like, he has one of those big fancy pipes. But I'm probably getting like ahead of myself, because I did want to keep them, you know, simplified. But also I did also want to add like lots of little details to them, so, you know, simplified and then not simplified, if that makes sense. I guess that the base bodies, I wanted them simplified, and then to make them into the characters, add a bunch of details, if that makes sense, rather than really specifically crochet, you know, a hobbit, or really specifically crochet Gandalf. But I am really, really happy with how these came out. They honestly came together even better than what I was imagining in my head. Like, I'm pretty freaking stoked about these. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun customizing little character creations, and I'm thinking I might do more of that in the new year, especially for like releasing patterns, because I think that making like these little chibi anime characters like I am doing for Killua, like this one, I think I could do these with like so many characters, and it would be fun to make like little patterns for the different fandoms, because I am like a huge geek and in a lot of fandoms, and I would love to like, I don't know, make all these characters and also be able to give you guys like patterns to go along in case you're into those same fandoms, you know, different ones. But that's what I have been up to. You guys are gonna have to let me know down in the comments what you have been up to. This is kind of what I've been up to apart from like the really Christmassy crafts that I've been showing you guys every day. You know, like working on ornaments and wreaths and washcloths and all the like, you know, Christmassy colored things and all that. Oh, and hubby made a request for next year. I told him he should have told me earlier in the year, like earlier before now. That way I could have done it this year, but he's like, I know you're so busy and you have so many things you're making, so I didn't want to overwhelm you, which I really also appreciate because he is so sweet. I'm like, you can tell me anything you want me to make. I don't, the overwhelming part would be if you expected me to drop everything and make it right that minute, which he does sometimes expect me to do or hope for me to do. You know, as long as you're understanding of the fact that I might be too busy in that moment making things that are, you know, channel related, you can totally always just recommend things or give me ideas. And he was like, okay, good to know. Because he does love to give me crochet ideas. But anyway, he wants a hat next year. He wants me to make him a velvety Santa hat. So like a nice deep rich red and white and nice and long and luscious like this hat is, but simpler stitches, you know, just a like basic overly big, beautiful, luscious velvet yarn Santa hat. And I was like, that actually sounds amazing, and I can definitely do that. But, you know, it's a little late this year to do it. There's only 8 days till Christmas, and I definitely do not have time to make a hat. I'm gonna be lucky if I can get everything else done that I'm wanting to get done before Christmas right now. So yeah. But I do love that idea, and I will definitely be doing it. I actually thought about, like, a few days ago, actually, I was like, I really should have made another hat this year. I made this hat, like, over the course of the 25 days of Christmas last year. It took me, like, the whole time as a side project with all the other things I was doing. And my goal for it, if you haven't been here and didn't know about this hat, my goal for it was a couple things. I wanted it to be really long. That was like my vision for this hat was, I wanted it to be really long. I wanted it to be colorful, and I wanted it to be textured. So my goals when I was picking the yarn was colorful but Christmassy. So like I wanted it to be colorful, but I wanted all of the colors to really scream Christmas. And then also texture. So I brought in texture by doing different stitches. I brought in texture by doing, by using different types of yarn. So just to give you guys a little look-see if you haven't seen it. So just to give like an example. Okay, so this is, you know, doing like a ribbed stitch where you go side to side doing the single crochets and like going like this, to make the border the brim of the hat. Then I've got like lots of like bobble stitches, puff stitches. These are spike stitches that go down in between these, if you guys see this red. These are Trinity stitches right here. There's of course like single crochets, double crochets, slip stitches, half double crochets. I think this is more Trinity stitches right here, but doing them in different weights of yarn, different size crochet hooks. That was the other thing. I didn't want to be limited to one weight of yarn, one type of yarn. I wanted there to be fun, like novelty types of yarn, but I didn't really have like super novelty types of yarn. But I wanted it to be colorful and textured, but still very much in the Christmassy realm. So I did just a whole bunch of weird stuff with it. And that's why there is not a pattern, and there will not be a pattern for this hat. I know that it would be really cool if I could have a pattern for this hat, but there's just not a pattern, like, at all. But you guys notice I kind of have some interesting shaping going on with this hat, and then a little colorful pom-pom. And I love it. I really, really love it. This is like exactly what exactly what I wanted it to be. But, like, you know, also it came to life as I made it. I didn't have an exact image in my head. I just knew colorful, textured, long, Christmassy, you know, use all the different size yarns, use all the different size hooks, use all the different types of things. But I love how it came out, and I definitely want to make I want to make more hats like that. You guys have seen me make some different hats too, like besides Christmas hats. I really love to do interesting hats. I feel like the Mad Hatter. I love making hats. Especially these like big, long, floppy, drapey, I don't even know what you would call this style of hat. But like this type of hat, oh, I love it so much. Probably like an elf hat. For this one, I would definitely think elf hat, with the Christmas colors and everything. I love it. This is probably like one of the things that I'm so proud of. Like, this is probably one of my proudest creations. I really love it. Anyways, guys, I have talked your ear off today. I hope you guys enjoyed this chatty video. Just kind of hanging out. I hope that you were working on a project, maybe having a drink, maybe you were just chilling like a villain. You were like, I'm going to close my eyes, I'm going to kick back, I'm going to peek and see what you're talking about sometimes. And I hope that you just relaxed and had some fun. And I hope you have a good weekend. I will probably put the clips for going out of town into tomorrow's video, and kind of do like, it'll be tomorrow but it won't be tomorrow, you know what I mean, type of thing. Depending on how many clips I take, it might just be a little part of tomorrow's video. I don't know yet, so that's gonna all just be up in the air depending on what ends up happening today. But anyway, guys, I am gonna let you go. Don't forget, there is a 25 days of Christmas playlist linked in the description box. If you are not done hanging out with me, that is totally fine. If you're not caught up on 25 Days of Christmas videos, that is totally fine. But if you are interested in hanging out more or catching up on Christmas videos, though, that playlist, you could just turn it on and watch them, and it'll automatically continue playing through the videos that are up. I also have last year's 25 Days of Christmas playlist linked down below, and you same thing. If you pull up the playlist and hit play on that, it'll just take you through the whole 25 days and play them one after the other. So good thing to put on if you're like cleaning or cooking or crafting or something, and you just want some company or background noise, or maybe you want to sit there and actively watch and stare. You can do whatever you want, but those are there, and I just wanted to let you know in case you weren't sure, or you weren't aware. All right, guys, bye. Not me over here actually forgetting again to say what I was going to say, that I was like, oh, I'll just lead up to it. So I'm over here like jamming out to some music and working on this Killua that I just was showing you guys. I don't know what I'm doing to my hair. I had hat hair, and now I don't know how I want to part it. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Anyways, what I was going to tell you guys is I am going to be going to Michigan, technically next month at the very end of the month, and I'm going to be there for like 3 weeks. So I'm going to be there for a long time. I am visiting for the birth of my niece, and also just because I really am like overdue a visit. I've been like wanting to visit, and it just has not been working out that way. Obviously, hubby is not going to be able to come because he can't take that much time off of work. But I'm going to go up there, and I'm going to be staying with my sister, and getting some quality time in with my sister and my nephew, my brother-in-law, my brother, you know, like everybody that's up there. And then the baby should be born if everything goes, you know, according to plan. knock on wood, you know how these things are. You can't actually plan them out very much. It's kind of all in baby's time. But the baby should be born a little while after I get there, and then I can help out with those early days, you know, adjusting to life with a toddler and a newborn. And I'll be right there to help out. And I'm really, really, really excited and happy that I'm able to do that. It means a lot to me that I'm able to do that. And I think it's going to be so awesome. So I haven't really talked about it because with the 25 days of Christmas going on, I've been talking about that. And I wasn't like sure about when the dates were going to be and everything until recently, which is good. It's actually very good that I didn't already have my plane ticket bought until recently, because my sister's due date was like adjusted sort of by like 2 weeks earlier than we thought. Due to like, they estimate in the beginning when the baby's going to be born, but then they also go by what the ultrasounds are showing and like what the baby's measuring as, and the baby is measuring 2 weeks ahead of the original estimated due date. So it actually moved up the timeline. I was basically going to go for the whole month of February. I don't actually know exactly like how many days I'm there. It's basically somewhere in between 3 and 4 weeks. I was basically going to go for the whole month of February, but now baby is probably going to be born estimated like February 2nd. And we wanted me to be there for a little bit longer before the baby's born. Also, don't want me to not be there when the baby's born. So I'm going in the end of January instead. But the cool thing is also going at the end of January instead. My nephew's birthday is at the end of January. So I get to be there for his birthday. I'm basically going to get there and we're going to immediately go into party planning mode, crafting all the things for his birthday party. And I'm so, so happy I get to be there for that. I absolutely hate not getting to be there for his birthdays. So I am very, very happy about that. And I'm obviously going to miss my family. I'm going to miss my hubby. I'm going to miss my fur babies. It's going to be a lot, but you don't get opportunities to do things like this very many times in your life. And it's a really important, there's just a lot of really important milestones happening, and so I'm really, really happy that I'm going to be able to do this. But you guys will get to go along with me. The video content will definitely be weird for that month, but I know me and my sister are going to get up to crafty shenanigans, good vloggy shenanigans, and you guys know what this means? Everything that you guys see me making for the nursery, you guys are going to get to see it. Like, you're going to get to see the nursery. Because when I go up there, I'm going to be bringing everything that I've been working on for the nursery. She has been working really hard on the nursery, so much painting and just doing all this stuff, and it's going to all come together, put all the crocheted goods in. I'm very, very excited, and you guys are actually going to get to see all of it. And you guys will get to see the fresh little niece, the fresh little baby. Anyways, guys, I forgot to say that, like I should have known I would, but I wanted to make sure that I put that in this video.
I love pears.
I do too. I definitely had to show them the pears.
They really lean into